Hi, I'm Randy Robinson. We're here on Life Today TV talking to Jennifer Degler, the author of a book called No More Christian Nice Girl. And I have to ask you, what's wrong with nice Christian girls? I married a nice Christian girl.
Oh, but I hope she's one of God's good women.
Well, of course.
Well, God's good women are different than a Christian nice girl. If by nice you mean kind and compassionate and caring, then we want women like that. But far too often, what women mean by being nice is actually a plastic pleasantness. They're people pleasers. And underneath that plastic smiling facade, they are angry and they are frustrated and they're really worn out. That's interesting. Now, you are a clinical psychologist? Yes, that's correct. You've got lots of letters and abbreviations that go with your name. So I know you've got a lot of education, a lot of training. But I am also a recovering Christian nice girl. I've spent a lot of years trying to make people happy and making myself miserable in the process. Why do y'all do that? Why do women do that? Oh, because it just feels so good when people don't get mad at us. But then in the long run, we end up really hurting ourselves and the people that we care most about. How do you identify that? How do I know if someone's just a nice Christian girl and not the good way? Well, one of the ways you can tell is after you're in a relationship with her for a while, be it an employee or your wife or a friend, you'll notice that she gets angry, but she won't express it openly. So she's simmering and hiding that anger inside, and it'll come out, but indirectly, maybe in passive-aggressive ways, or she'll get mad. It's kind of the kick the dog syndrome. You get mad at your boss, but you come home and you kick the dog. And that's what Christian nice girls tend to do because they deny their anger and they stuff their emotions until they finally explode out. That's what we call doormat syndrome. So are you suggesting that they should let their anger go anytime they feel it? Absolutely not. We don't want to create Christian mean girls who are bulldozers, who are obnoxious. We want women to be like Jesus was. He was gracious and kind, but he was also firm and forceful when necessary. He was willing to face necessary conflict, not unnecessary conflict. He wasn't picking fights left and right. How pervasive is this? It is very pervasive. You can look around many churches and you will see women who are just trying so hard to make everybody happy. Are a lot of pastors' wives like that? I talk to many pastors' wives on my couches and they're frustrated because they feel a lot of pressure within that church culture to always be smiling, to be that gracious hostess whose eyes like this and whose face is about to break. So you're counseling all these women and pastors' wives and what are you telling them? I am telling them, let's follow the real Jesus who, yes, at times he was kind, but he was also a truth speaker. Ephesians 4:15, to speak the truth in love and to help women learn to balance that, that fine line between being kind of an obnoxious, overbearing person who steamrollers over the top of people. We don't want that. But we want that woman who is wise and who is savvy and who will speak the truth. Who's bold. Boldness in it. Yes, bold and courageous. Many times we find that women get a pass on not being courageous. We want to call that having a gentle and quiet spirit. But really, it can be timidity. It can be fear that's holding us back. Are there any self-check ways for a woman to know whether it is just gentleness or whether it is fear, you know? Yeah, that's a great question because sometimes it's all about, now, am I doing this? Is this motivated by love or is this motivated by fear? And so it's really about looking at the heart, and that's what God judges us on, is our hearts. And on the outside, it can look like you're doing something, you're being nice out of love, but you know on the inside, if you're really doing it because you're afraid the other person will be disappointed or will be mad at you or will reject you, then you're doing it out of fear, and fear is not of God. So women need to always check the heart first. What is their real motivation for saying yes in a particular situation? So we probably all know someone like this. Yes. How do you approach that person? Well, you approach that person with love because she is trying really, really hard. And she is probably angry and very tired. And so they need affirmation. They need somebody to come alongside them and say, I believe in you and that you can do this and I won't reject you if you speak the truth to me. And that can be very freeing for them because they're very afraid that other people will get mad at them. And it makes them feel really guilty when other people are angry at them.
Tell me a little bit about the process of sounds like it's been culminating over years. You've been seeing it, you've been dealing with it, you've been hopefully helping some people with it, and then now you've written a book about it. What went from being the counselor to being the author?
Well, I actually co-authored this book with Paul Coughlin, and he wrote No More Christian Nice Guy a few years ago. So he wanted to write the female version, and we have the same agent. And she said to Paul, I think you need to write with a woman since you're writing to women, and write with a mental health professional. And she said, and I have somebody in mind. And we had a conference call, and we hit it off because we have both been working for years helping nice Christians grow into good Christians. And we had both discovered the same thing. Many believers repeatedly lie in their relationships. They wouldn't call it lying, but when you deny your anger, when you hide your true opinion, you are lying, and it ends up damaging your relationships. It shows up in marriages in that on the outside, you know, the world sees the tireless servant who just works so hard and is always ready to take a meal here and teach a Sunday school class here. And then the family sees it.
It shows up, you're like, why are you upset about that?
Exactly. Why are you mad about the way I trim the hedges? That really is not a big deal.
Why did you snap it?
Right.
Our daughter liked that.
Right.
Because what she asked was not that big a deal.
Yes. And so oftentimes...
And you realize, okay, there's something else going on here.
And they're storing up that anger.
Oh, yeah.
And don't know what to do with it. And then they end up feeling really bad about themselves because they know as a mother and as a wife, those relationships are not the way that they need to be. But they don't know what to do about it. And it shows up in the bedroom. Christian nice girls, it ends up affecting their sexual relationship too. It's very pervasive.
Is this an ongoing thing for people that tend to be Christian nice girls? Is it kind of a pattern, or is this once you solve it, it's all good from then on out?
Well, what I think you see is that Christian nice girls usually don't become that way all of a sudden as an adult. Usually from a young age, they are being shaped into being this plastically pleasant people pleaser.
People pleaser. And it's not, they don't want to be plastic. They want to just...
No, they want to be real and
They don't like
authentic.
confrontation.
Right, and
probably.
they run from that. And we think there are three forces that act on women. Any one of them or all three of them in combination can lead women to be this way. One is they have an incomplete view of Jesus, and they think he is just that saccharine sweet guy. When they think of what would Jesus do, they assume, you know, he'd be this very gentle, oh, God bless you, kind of guy. And they've missed out. Almost 20% of the verses in the four Gospels show Jesus as being not so nice. He's offensive, he's confrontational.
Rebukes.
Yes, let's remember, they did kill him. We don't kill nice people. So clearly, he was offensive enough that people wanted to kill him. So if you have that incomplete picture of Jesus and you think, well, that's what I'm going to model myself after, and Jesus would never be firm, Jesus would never say no. Well, read the Gospels and you will see he did. He did those things.
Yeah, what else?
The second thing is just the cultural pressures, social and cultural pressures that women face, sugar and spice and everything nice. That nice girl culture that says if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And little girls get that from the time they're born, and it just continues. That pressure to be unrelentingly compliant and helpful, and to hide your anger, to deny your anger. And as a result, you get girls who grow into women and they don't know what to do with their anger because they've always been taught, if I want to keep my relationship with you, I can't ever get angry at you. And of course I'm going to get angry at you. That's part of any relationship. And then the third force are harmful childhood experiences. It may be that you lacked role models, positive female role models, and you never heard those words like, you can do it, honey. Give it a try. Sure, run for class president. Try that leadership role. Take that AP English class. You can do it. It's better to have tried than never to have tried, fail. That's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. When girls don't hear that, they can become perfectionist and really think, I can't ever make mistakes. And then also if you have parents who are either overprotective and teach you that life is to be feared, or you have parents who are abusive, and that teaches you hide your feelings, deny your emotions, and don't share your true opinions because it could lead to you getting hurt.
So what's the ultimate bottom line message to a Christian nice girl?
It is non-negotiable for you to speak the truth in love. If you are going to be free of this, you have to do the very thing you were the most afraid of and speak the truth and risk that the other person might get mad. What you will find is that conflict is the price you pay for intimacy. And on the other side of that person maybe getting their feelings hurt, which Christian nice girls think is the cardinal sin, is to hurt another person's feelings. On the other side of that is authenticity. It's true intimacy in a relationship.
Wow, thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing some wonderful, deep insight.
Thank you.